How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Greybloom with us today. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
I'm Erin. I play guitar in our band.
I'm Lauren, and I do vocals and lyrics.
There we go. Well, thank you guys for coming on. The first question I have for you, I'm sure you get asked this a lot. How did Greybloom start out? How did you get your members? All that jazz.
Yeah, sure. So it was near like the fall of 2020. A mutual friend of ours, Jeremy, he kind of reached out to me and mentioned that like Erin lived in Dallas too, and that he thinks that we would like connect and be like good friends. It's my cat.
I'm a cat, so I know the feeling.
Yeah. And so yeah, I found Erin on social media, asked to like get coffee one day, and just through conversation and getting to know each other, I was like, we should try and write a song and just see how it goes.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And so I wrote lyrics and sent it to her, and then she sent me the first like guitar demo, maybe like a week or two after, pretty shortly after, and I was like, this needs to be a song. Like this needs to happen. And over time, over like the 6 months, that song became Monolith, and that was our first single. And yeah, it's just been kind of smooth sailing ever since. Honestly, just trying to like finding the band name and
Sure, yeah.
finding like our style and genre, who we want to be as a band. It's been going very well. So
There we go.
Yeah, when she initially reached out to me, she was specifically asking like to play heavy music, which we've grown up in the scene like since we were super young, going to heavy shows and
Sure, yeah.
listening to hardcore and metalcore and all that stuff. So we love the genre, but like I had never really written anything in that style. So it definitely like pushed me out of my comfort zone. But I mean, I think it's like we have a cool combination of like a lot of our influences, and we're just kind of writing what we think is cool and having fun. We're not really trying to fit into like any certain box,
right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been really, really cool and like really challenging to like push myself to, write in a genre that I've loved for so long, but didn't have a whole lot of experience, like writing and playing it.
Sure, no. And I feel like because I went through and checked out your Instagram, and I also checked out the two songs on YouTube, being Monolith and Sage. I'll leave them in the description. Go give them a listen. But I was like, okay, so they have some like, I just finished listening to Sage, and then I was like, okay, so they have some like more melodic, kind of more soft stuff. And then I've seen some stuff on Instagram where there's like screaming and stuff. So I was like, okay, so there kind of is like a nice like barometer of like different genres. So I'm excited to see what comes next. How did you guys end up with the name Greybloom as just a name? I imagine you did mention it in the intro, so I'm curious how you guys may have stumbled upon that name.
Yeah.
you can share.
I've been in bands in the past, and like trying to come up with a band name is literally like my least favorite thing in the world. It's like it's so hard to come up with something that you feel like fits what you're going for, resonates with you, and that is not already taken.
That's fair, yeah.
So we started just like, well, we knew we wanted something to maybe have like some sort of like nature sort of imagery, and I ended up literally flipping through a book of like Robert Frost poems, just literally looking for any sort of word or phrase that was kind of unique and kind of stood out. And I can't even remember the specific poem. I'll have to go back and figure out what that was. But that phrase of like Greybloom and the way he had put it together, like it was as one word, which I had never seen before. And I just thought, sorry, this is like a zoo over here.
Sorry.
But yeah, we just thought that like really captured like this idea of like, and we kind of coined this phrase too of like grow in the gloom of like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Go through like heavy things in life, and life is not always beautiful and perfect, but like you can continue to grow and hopefully find, meaning in all these circumstances and relationships and things that we go through in life. So yeah, we feel like that resonates really well with like our whole sound and aesthetic. And thankfully that name was not taken. So we hopped on it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a twofold. You got a good name, and it also was not taken. So that's kudos to you guys. I feel like that was you're finding a a treasure under a rock or something, because I feel like with most bands you're like, oh man, this is already taken, like now I have to go like fight someone on the internet to get it back. So
For sure. Yeah,
Cool.
feels like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So
There we go, guys. The next question I have for you, kind of, talked on it a little bit, but you can delve a little deeper. Who you guys influenced by? Who kind of got you started out doing what you're doing, and who influences your style more currently now?
yeah, go for it.
That's a good question. It's also hard.
So much.
There's so much. I think it's because, I don't know, we both have like a wide variety of genres that we're really into. I guess for me, like what influences me lyrically, with like writing, a lot of singer-songwriters under like Sargent House Records. So like,
okay, yeah.
Emma Ruth Rundle's one of them. Like I'm wearing her shirt. Chelsea Wolfe, Lingua Ignota. I'm really influenced by their style and how they write lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
And but like anything hardcore, metalcore, as a band, like what would you say kind of helped started?
I mean, yeah, musically, I feel like we're kind of in this sweet spot of like a lot of sort of post-rock, atmospheric, like
yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
So bands like Caspian and This Will Destroy You, those are some of my favorite bands and biggest influences. And then trying to sort of merge that with sort of this like old school metalcore sort of sound of like Under Oath and Misery Signals, stuff that we grew up on. So a lot of like the heavier riffs and things like that are directly influenced from all those bands that we grew up on. But then, we still want these like softer moments and more atmospheric and melodic sort of things too. So yeah, and that's why I think post-hardcore is kind of where we fit best. Again, I don't really love the idea of trying to label everything. It's like, we're just making music, and it may not fit into a certain label at the end of the day or a genre, and that's fine. But yeah, definitely pulling a lot of influence from hardcore, metalcore, early 2000s kind of stuff, with these like huge atmospheric post-rock kind of bands. Yeah.
You guys kind of have this, I feel like, unique sound of like, again, it has that nostalgia. I'm 29, so I've grown up in the scene era of like Under Oath, those sorts of bands. So it does have that sort of pull to it, but then I also like that you guys mentioned like Misery Signals, those sorts of bands, because it does have that sort of vibe too. So I feel like once people check them out, and they'll let me know in the comments what they think, but I kind of feel like you guys have a little bit of, there's some post-rock, there's some like post-hardcore, and then there's like some like amalgamation of metalcore all smattered together. So you guys hit a lot of different genres. Not that I feel like you guys are put it in a box by any means, but it is cool to hear kind of like the different variations that you guys have, and I'm curious to hear what you have coming next, because it sounds, from what I've heard, both of the two singles thus far, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'll be keeping an eye out and see what you guys have next. But for new people who haven't heard of Greybloom, what would be a new song you would recommend to them to listen to get an idea of your band?
Well, I think both of the singles, honestly.
I mean,
that's fair.
They're pretty different. Yeah. I mean, we love both of them, obviously. It's like two different sides of us. But yeah, I'll just mention, like, we do have an EP releasing very soon. So that will include those two singles as well as 3 new songs. And yeah, there's like a little bit of heavier stuff.
Okay. All right.
As well as some like melodic, more post kind of stuff, and just some stuff that is just weird and different and cool. Did what we wanted to do. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I had to pick one of the 2 singles, I would probably pick Sage, honestly.
Okay.
I feel like Sage is really like has a lot of range, as far as like sonically. Obviously, it starts off very, very atmospheric, and then just continues to build in intensity and emotion, both like musically and lyrically. I'm really proud of that song. It resonates with both of us personally, like on a really deep level. And the response to it has been great. We've heard from a lot of people that have like really connected with it. So yeah, I mean, if someone wanted to just pick one song, I would say probably listen to Sage. But we got more coming really soon that we're super stoked on.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Well, I'll leave both in the description. Go give them a listen. You can let me know what you think is the best one. But I enjoyed both of them. Sage was definitely one that I think I resonated more with, just because I love the like you were mentioning earlier, that kind of "This Will Destroy You" kind of like moving mountains, kind of like expansive kind of sound that I was like, okay, this hits that sweet spot that I love with like post-hardcore, where it has that kind of like post-rock influence. And I was like, all right. And then Monolith, I was just like, all right, this is good too. So I was like, I wanted to ask you guys, because I felt like, might as well get it from the source. But, very excited to listen to the EP. Obviously being a band that kind of formed within the like late 2020s, and then, obviously going through the pandemic, how do you guys, did you feel like you guys had the chance to kind of like experiment on work on different songs that, ultimately ended up on the EP that you may not have done if you didn't have like the time to kind of like really delve deep and search within, I believe?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I guess, can you like reword it? I don't understand.
I mean, okay, let me say this. So far, every song that we have like begun to write has turned into a complete song.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and we're kind of taking our time. Like, if you look at our timeline so far, like from the time that we started writing Monolith to when it was released was about 6-7 months.
Yeah.
And then our single Sage came out 6 months later. And then by the time this EP comes out, it's going to be about another 6 months. And the process of writing the songs, like we did not rush through it at all. So, I mean, I think the pandemic was partially helpful to that, of us like having more time to be at home and just not being so busy and bombarded with having places and going and doing things constantly. But as far as our like actual like writing process, she is kind of the creative, I don't know what word to use, but like,
yeah. So like I could kind of add to that. So,
yeah.
So like when we wrote, like when it was like deep in the pandemic and like 2020, 2021, like writing at first was like digital, like over the phone.
Yeah.
The time.
Yeah.
And then when we got vaccinated, then we actually wrote our first song in person together.
Oh, very cool.
To see like, okay, can the dynamic bridge the gap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, just ever since that moment, like we always agreed on we're gonna take our time with stuff. We're not gonna feel like we have to be on a timeline right now.
Sure.
If it happens, it happens. But like writing, I had a lot of inspiration of just, going through a lot of spiritual transformations. That was my focus on writing for this EP.
Sure. Yeah.
So just kind of, for me, like I was on a groove and I just kept writing, and I would give it to Erin, kind of tell her, this is what I see visually, this is what I hear. Here's like the outline of like verse, bridge, and whatever. And you can really take this and write whatever guitar part you find fitting.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's how, from my perspective, like,
yeah.
No, I feel like it's cool, like just having the opportunity to kind of like interview bands from, that time period and stuff, and having them kind of go through things, and obviously either it winds up making it onto like a record, or it's something that they've just been like having more time to just like kind of flesh out and stuff. I was just curious, since you guys kind of started around that time, like if it kind of affected how you guys approach your art and how you guys kind of focus around it, or if it was just your intention to just take your time, really craft it out very well, and then obviously release it when you guys felt like it was appropriate. It just maybe felt like more of a happy accident. Those two timelines kind of met up together. But I think that it would be interesting to see how like the like early on work kind of like morphed into either Monolith or Sage or something like that, because at least from my perspective, I'm very much a music nerd, so I love hearing like the early on process, and then obviously hearing the final product and be like, wow, that's such a shift. So did you
Yeah.
guys kind of feel that same way, just like working through it through, you know, like you said, Aaron just running through like Monolith and taking 6 months to work on that and then obviously releasing it. Same with Sage. Did you guys kind of feel that like, okay, like we can take this, we can take our time doing this, we can work on it, and like obviously we want to release the best thing we possibly can release, you know, like working on the music?
Yeah. So as far as like the official members of Greybloom, it's just us.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't like, I'm a guitarist. I don't play drums. I don't play bass. So as far as like getting a bass idea and foundation of the song, like we can do that all day.
Sure.
But
yeah.
crafting the song after that and getting into the nitty gritty of like writing all the rhythm instruments and getting into more of like the production aspects of the song. We've had a lot of help from friends.
Very cool.
Doing all of that stuff, and that's all been remotely. So that hasn't even been anyone here in person
Wow.
in Dallas with us, but it's been friends of ours who live all over the country. And at this point, we've had different friends play on almost every song, which has been really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And it's still, to me, it still all feels cohesive.
Yeah.
As far as like, I'll create ideas and kind of like scratch demos of drum ideas and things like that to
Sure.
send and be like, hey, this is just like a foundation. But then to me, the best thing about music and being able to work and collaborate with other people is like, everyone has their own special touch and their own
Sure.
special
Yeah.
sound and how they hear things and how they express themselves in their instrument, right? So like, I'm not a drummer. I'm not going to tell someone note for note what rhythm they need to play, because if that is your instrument, you're going to know how to express yourself better than I could tell you
Sure.
to.
Yeah.
And that's not to say like we don't give feedback and there's little tweaks and things that we make along the way. But yeah, it's been really cool to like get to work with so many of our friends, and just have different people put their touch on the song, and that's made it really special. And yeah, like I said, I think it all still feels cohesive. Like if you were to just listen to the songs, you probably wouldn't know that there were different drummers on the song.
Yeah.
Different bassists on the songs, you know. But yeah, that also just goes to show that like our friends support us and like understand our
awesome.
vision, and yeah, that's been a really, really cool aspect of this whole thing so far. That's not to say that we won't pull in other people down the road, but for now, I feel like the creative and writing side of it works really well between the two of us.
Sure. Yeah.
Point. So yeah.
That's very cool. I did not know that, so that's always a cool like anecdote to have about like writing music, and I think it surmises how this scene is, where like, you know, again, you could meet someone like probably for example us, like I live in Pennsylvania, you guys live in Texas, like that would have never happened if we like, you know, long ago. So I think that's really cool, and obviously, you know, best of luck going further. I'm very excited again for the EP. I imagine by the time this comes out, it'll be very close to that timeline. But the next question I have for you guys, what are you listening to currently? What's on the Spotify? What are you listening to lately?
You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
So we have a few buddies that release some new music. One of them is Secret Gardens.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Everbloom. So that's been for me just repeat.
Same.
Yeah. Like this morning, I was listening to Dead Cab for Cutie.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
And I've been listening to a lot of like more like heavier bands like Vane.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
I think they're pronounced Svalbard. Svalbard.
Yeah.
Love
right.
them. Yeah, they're great. And that's just kind of like the tip of the iceberg. That's kind of Mood Ring. I've been listening to a lot.
Mood Ring's great. Oh, they're awesome. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, also the Secret Gardens record, phenomenal. We have another friend who has a solo project called Sea Breather that's like very like big orchestral cinematic.
All right.
Off the record, called Impermanence in Light, that is phenomenal. So been jamming that a lot. In the summertime, I tend to get really into like synthwave and then like Midwest emo. So these
Okay.
genres of music that aren't necessarily like super heavy and like dark sounding. I still love that stuff and listen to it, but like in the summertime, I love to listen to the Midnight.
Yeah.
And bands like, well, American Football is like in constant rotation for me. But then like Tiny Moving Parts, Everyone Everywhere. So like a bunch of like great Midwest emo bands, twinkly stuff. I love it.
There we go. I'll give a funny anecdote about the Midnight. So my cat, shout outs to my cat Meatball, love him. But so I do have a picture. Let me see if I can. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll send you. Let me see if I can turn up the brightness on my phone here.
Okay.
Here's the little dude.
Oh, hi, Meatball. Oh, precious.
I was exercising here in our office, and he was just like, "Yeah, I want to do it too, Dad." And then he just starts laying out.
Aww.
He's hilarious. But anyway, so we at my old apartment where I lived at, he was like laying on the bed, and like the sun was like coming into my bedroom, and he was just like laying there. And I was like, man, it would be funny if I put like a Midnight song to it. So then I did that, and they commented on that video, and they're like, dude's just chilling out. And then I was just like, what? Oh my god! So I was so stoked. So shout outs to the Midnight, they're great. I thought that made my day, because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it, they actually commented on it. So shout outs to the Midnight, they're great. They must love cats too, so that's always cool. But next question, guys, another fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
Okay. Oh, we've already done one cover.
All right. Well, if you were to add a new one.
Oh man, that's so hard. We're already discussing this because we're trying to like, not necessarily create more content, but it's like, it's fun to just like learn songs and share them with people. We've already been in this spot of like, let's cover some more songs. Okay. So this might actually potentially become like an actual release, but the song Silver Spring by Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
I had the idea to cover that and make like a doomy, like atmospheric
Ooh, all right. Yeah. Okay.
So that could be really fun. That's always a cool challenge to like take a song and sort of change the sound.
Okay. All right.
So that would be a really fun one to do.
I mentioned Silent Planet.
Ooh.
Which their riffs are so hard. I've learned like one. They're one of my favorite bands. I've learned like one song and I could barely do it.
That's fair. I also am a guitar player, and I'm just like, all right, Mitch, what are you doing here? I need to know.
Yeah.
Oh. I've watched them like across, like I've literally looked at him playing the guitar. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like leave here and not try to figure this out.
Yeah, we love that band.
They're awesome. Shouts to Silent Planet. I would love to hear that Fleetwood Mac. I mean, I feel like that one would be really wild. So if I had to put my 2 cents in, I feel like that one would be my choice. But yeah, that would be wild to hear. I feel. Yeah, I have to think about it.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. And then if you have any other suggestions for Greybloom, drop them in the comments. I'm sure they'll check it out, and who knows, maybe it'll wind up being a cover. Next question I have for you guys: what is your favorite food to eat?
Sushi.
These are good questions.
These are great questions.
Thank you.
Sushi, hands down. Yeah. Because there's so much variety.
That's fair. All right.
Variety. And it always feels special. It's like a special occasion when you're eating sushi.
I don't know. I've been eating a lot of like ramen and banh mi lately, so like
yes,
yeah,
so good.
That's probably my favorite. All that.
Ooh, yeah.
Goodness, yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Like a good pho bowl, who doesn't enjoy that. So, all right, guys. Next question I have for you: if you guys could pick somebody to collaborate with, whether it be a guest feature on an up-and-coming record or a producer you'd like to work with in the future, who would it be?
God.
That'd be crazy.
Do you have a thought?
Yeah.
I have a thought. Okay, you go ahead.
So this is like big scale.
You gotta do it. Go big or go home, right? Manifestation. That's what I do.
Yes.
So you were in the right home.
Yeah. probably Spirit Box. It'd be cool to do a collab or just have like a feature of like Courtney LaFont on a song. Because like for Greybloom, like for me on like my personal music journey, this is my first time in a band. It's my first time doing vocals and screaming.
Wow.
I know, right?
I would have never guessed that.
Really?
That's wild. Yeah, that's holy shit. That's crazy.
Right? She's killing it.
Yeah, she's ripping it.
A lot. Yeah, and I started practicing and is learning how to sing by listening to Spirit Box and following Courtney and what she does. And then, so yeah, for me, that would be like top. That would be awesome. But even, I don't know, yeah, it's like Gates would be cool.
Yeah, we love Gates.
Gates.
Yeah.
We love Gates.
It'd be so cool to collab with them.
Yeah. Or, okay, the band Rolo Tomasi.
Oh, I forgot.
This band has been around for so long, and we did not discover them until this year. At the beginning of this year. I'm like, where have I been this whole time?
Oh, boy.
Album of the year.
Oh,
right
boy.
now. But literally, what's her name? Eva something, the vocalist of Rolo Tomasi.
I'm going to look it up just in case.
She is so insane. Her screams.
Yeah, it's Eva.
Absolutely unreal. So that would be incredible.
I get like goosebumps.
Yeah. Really good.
Shout out, it's Eva. It's Eva Spence.
Eva,
Just in
okay,
case. So
perfect.
you got it. So
Sweet.
That'd be really cool.
either wow. All right, those are. I like those two. I like
Yeah.
those two choices. Yeah.
Also,
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Caspian.
We have too many favorite bands and guitarists, and oh my god. A cool producer, which would also be like way too top, like Will Yip. He did the last record. He's done so many iconic records with like so many amazing bands across a lot of genres.
Yes. Yes.
So that would be insane.
Yeah.
His studio is like a half an hour away from where I currently live. So he's around the corner. Yeah, I have not seen him yet, but I know I know where, like, I have some friends of mine that have like done stuff at his studio, and I'm just like, listen, next time you guys are doing anything, I would just like to just be like a fly on the wall somewhere in his studio. You know, if you see me shedding a tear in the corner, don't worry about it. I'm good. You know, just want to let you know that he's made a lot of iconic records.
Truly.
So very cool. But guys, if you want to hear Greybloom collaborate with Spirit Box, Rolo Tomasi, or whoever, you have to, go find them on Twitter and then tag Spirit Box or Rolo Tomasi and then say collab. And I'm not a legal scholar, I didn't go to school for this, but I believe that's how collabs happen. I think that's my guess. I don't want to I just believe in manifestation, so that's my true calling here. So guys,
can I mention another collab?
Go on ahead.
One more. Okay, so like speaking of collabs, we did a collaboration with our friend in Thought Trials.
Yes.
And the song is called Kintsugi, and that's another song that like I'm really proud of and excited for. So we've been like not only writing for our own EP, but like trying to collab with our friend, like other close circle friends.
Sure.
Too.
Yeah.
Very excited for that one. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for that one. But next question, guys. If there was another musical instrument you could master, what would it be?
Drums. Easy. Easy answer is drums. So I've played piano almost my entire life, like off and on.
Cool.
I'm not like an incredible pianist, but off and on. And then I played guitar for a while now. I played a little flute in band growing up.
Okay, well, all right.
But drums, like, oh my god, I cannot drum save my life. One of my old band a few years ago tried to give me a couple lessons, and I was just like, it's so hard. So I have so much respect for drummers, and I cannot do it. So I really wish I could, because then I feel like they're just really well rounded.
I feel that, yeah.
I'm not sure. I think for me, vocals and screaming was always the top of my list.
Sure, yeah.
And I feel like I'm starting to do that, and like I feel like there's still so much I can develop and grow in still.
Sure, yeah.
Thought opera would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever do that.
Woo.
I just love like the idea of like classical like opera, style music in like the heavy genre, just meshing those two worlds. And like I grew up playing violin,
Oh, cool.
so maybe that could be something like, I don't know, maybe learning the cello or just more violin. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I feel like a lot of bands are taking on that like aspect of like I just saw a post yesterday. One of my friends posted about this band called the Callous Dow Boys, and they have like a violin player and like a saxophone player, but they play like mathcore music, which I find like outrageous.
Oh my god.
People need to check this band out because they're like one of the most insane bands I think I've stumbled upon in many years. But they are playing in Philadelphia tonight, so I will go see them tonight, later today. But I am gonna be like so enamored by what's gonna happen, so I'm very excited. But I feel like you guys could incorporate like some cello or violin, and that would just make it that much more like just more powerful, and I think that'd be sick.
Totally.
Next question, guys. I don't know how well this one will land, but I'll ask it anyway because I'm a huge nerd, so I love to ask it. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Oh my god. I don't really play video games.
I played it when I was a kid, and that was because my brother needed a player too.
Fair enough. As again, just trying to read the room a little bit, but failed miserably.
I'm a nerd in other aspects.
Yeah.
I'll say
Okay.
that. Like, I don't game, but like I'm a huge Star Wars nerd and Lord of the Rings and all that.
Okay.
Can we do Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, give me a Lord of the Rings or like Star Wars character. I'll rock with that.
Yeah. Me go first?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh man, that's so hard. Okay, I really, really resonate with the character Eowyn from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yes, all right.
He's the one that killed the Witch King. I have like a huge tattoo in honor of that moment. So yeah, I resonate with her a lot. She's incredible. But literally any of the women in Lord of the Rings, they're all
badasses.
badass females. Yeah.
I would agree. Lauren, what do you got?
In like Star Wars, what's her name? Stardust. Ow.
Wait, what?
No. I don't, obviously, I'm not a nerd.
In Star Wars?
It's not one of those like off, like not in the series, but like one of those
like
single,
extended universe.
Yeah, Ren or
Rey.
It's not Rey.
Yeah.
It's like. I just remember Stardust, but I don't remember her actual name.
Oh! From Rogue One, I know this.
That's
well.
it.
From Rogue One.
Oh.
So Stardust was the nickname that her dad gave her.
Yes.
But she's a great character.
I would be her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
I was like trying to piece everything together. I was like, wait, like who is she asking about? And I had to like actually think about it. That was great. That was great, guys. You somehow made that question that much better. Now every time I'm asked that, now I'm gonna think about this very moment here. So, not to put you on the spot, Lauren, that was great. But next question, guys. If you,
Oh my god.
the next question I have for you guys is: if you were to compile a dream tour lineup, including Greybloom, who would be on it?
Oh my god.
Sad.
Oh my god.
So many. Okay.
Like fans we've already said
Yeah.
so far, but okay, you can go first.
Okay. Definitely like. Okay, say like we're like the local band on the tour, so we're gonna be like.
No, you're on the tour. We're keeping this shit legit. You're on the entire thing.
Okay. Definitely I want to tour with Gates.
Nice, yeah.
They're amazing. I just feel like they deserve way more credit as a band.
Oh,
And
100%.
They need to get just like way more.
Huge
They need to get huge.
recognition.
Yeah.
They do. Big facts.
And Caspian and maybe like Emma Ruth Rundle or like wow, blanked on her name. Chelsea Wolfe.
Chelsea Wolfe?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Like a singer-songwriter. It just
Yeah.
kind of did this cool merge of different styles and genres. Yeah.
That would be tight. All right.
Okay. For me, I would probably say, oh God, it's so hard. There's so many. Loathe would be like an insane band to tour with.
Let's go.
Loathe, I basically like tried to rip their guitar tone on Monolith. So, Loathe, Holy Fawn.
Nice. Holy Fawn is great too.
And maybe like Converge or like some like massive like old school like hardcore band like
Death Heaven.
Yeah, or Death
Heaven. Yeah.
All the bands we've said literally under Misery Signals, Caspian, like put us all on a fest and I will literally die.
Yeah.
It's a Greybloom Fest, guys. Make sure to buy your tickets now. It's gonna sell out. No, that'd be very cool. I knew I loved Gates, but I didn't really like. I feel like I kind of jumped off the train a little bit, and then I was like, I knew that they were making music, and then I saw them. They were on tour with Covet, and I was like, bro, where have you guys been?
Yeah.
Like, did you guys like die and then like be reborn into like Gates Band 2.0? Because I was like, this is so good, and I like gave them my card, and I was like, please come on the channel. I'd love to talk to Gates. So Gates, again, if you're watching this, come hang out with me. But they were fantastic, and I picked up the newest EP that they released on vinyl, and I was like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. So I'm in love right now. But the next question I have for you guys, in your opinion, who puts on a great live performance in terms of the bands you've seen?
Who's a great live
performance?
Easy, right?
Easy. Go ahead.
Caspian.
Caspian is my number one favorite band. We flew to Boston last fall to see them headline 2 nights in a row.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
And we had
like sobbing.
Yeah, we had seen them before. Like they toured with Under Oath on the Rebirth tour.
I saw that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I had been a fan of them for a while before that, and I finally saw them at that show, and it was mind blowing. And been huge fans of them for a long time. So then when they announced those shows, and especially coming right out of the pandemic, we were like, we have to go.
You got to do it, yeah.
Opportunity. And literally one of the most incredible bands as far as their performance, because they still execute musically so well what they're trying to play and achieve, but like, man, they just go hard. Like,
yeah, they do.
They go hard, and it sounds amazing. It just sounds loud as fuck, and like that massive wall of sound, and it just like overwhelms you. And that's like, it's kind of an indescribable experience. To be honest, I'm describing it as best I can, but
I walked away changed. I don't know. It was just such a cool set. It was so special, and like you could tell, like they were so happy to be playing music again, and like obviously any band after the pandemic is gonna be thrilled to play. You can just tell like they put so much thought into their sets and how to make it sound, and I was just like, wow, this is what playing live could be like. Like, I want to do this, and it's very inspiring.
It is. They are one of those, because I went to the same show, and like their Rebirth tour, and I was like Caspian. I like Caspian, and then I didn't really like. You listen to their music and you're like, okay, this is good, I like it, and then when you see them live, you're like, holy shit, this is like totally different. Like the vibe, like the sound that they're able to create on stage is like so much more massive than like on the record. So guys, if you have a chance to go check out Caspian live, go do it, because they're fantastic. But that whole tour was that night was just wild too, just seeing Under Oath play like the 2 albums back to back. And then I'll show my little secret off here. I have the poster of when they supposedly died out. So
yeah, I do too. I went all the way to Chicago for that tour.
What? Oh my god.
So I also have the tour poster of the fake farewell tour.
the farewell tour. So I don't think I'll ever get rid of that, obviously for sentimental reasons, but that that show is wild too. So Under Oath always has some really great live bands that they bring out. So kudos to Under Oath. But next question I have for you guys, another fun one: favorite TV show, favorite movie.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, hands down, my favorite TV show is The Office.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like my comfort show in that it's the show that's literally always playing in the background. So I've probably watched through the whole show like I don't know. I want to say like 100 times, and that's not really an exaggeration. I know that sounds insane, but just having it constantly playing over like the last 10 plus years, which is insane. But yeah, I love The Office. Favorite movie is Interstellar.
Ooh, all right. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Lauren, what do you got?
So in the last recent few years on Netflix, there's been a show called Stranger Things, and that is like my favorite TV show. I've rewatched the seasons over and over since. I've rewatched the newest volume 1 of season 4. Like, I'm on my third round already.
Oh my, holy shit!
I can get through round 1. She's already
Oh my
watched it.
god!
Did
you like not sleep? Like, like that's wild.
It was like binge watching, and then the other times it's like catching all the details. And,
sure, yeah. Holy shit! Wow.
It's such a cool and clever show to me, and I love it. And favorite movie? That's tough because I love, like, is it A24 or A24? Like,
I think it's A24. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
A24. I love like A24 like productions and just like the movies that come out of there. But Lady Bird was one of them. It came out a few years ago, and there was a while I was like watching that over and over. And even now I could like watch it again. And it doesn't get old for me. But there's like another one too that I'm blanking on, but that's kind of like my vibe with movies. So.
Yeah, like a Midsummer kind of. I got you. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Hereditary.
Yeah. There we go. Good answers, guys. I was a little bit surprised that you've seen the Stranger Things 4 3 times already. That is just. I don't know how. Like, I've seen some of my friends just like run through that series, and I'm like, you realize these are like hour-plus episodes? Like, I don't know.
It's how it goes.
Dedication. It's the dedication to the show, so I appreciate it. The next question I have for you guys: if you were trapped on a desert island for the next month, and there was one album you could bring with you to listen to, what would it be?
That's a really great question. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go with Dust and Disquiet by Caspian because I was actually just talking about this the other day. I don't remember who I was talking about it to, but I love all of their records for different reasons. But that record specifically, I feel like shows their fullest like range as a band because it has like really, really heavy moments and just like straight up riffs.
Yeah.
And then it has like a lot of really nice melodic moments, some softer moments. There's even a little bit of vocals on a couple of the songs on that record. There's heavy moments, there's light moments. Like, it just covers a huge spectrum of sound and emotions. And I do listen to that all the time, and I never get sick of it. So that would probably be the one.
Fair enough. Lauren, what do you got for us?
Okay, this is gonna sound like I have like an unhealthy connection to this album.
Oh boy.
But like the band Transit and their album Joyride.
Ooh, that's great. Ooh.
I've never listened so much like to an album so much on repeat for the last like 5-6 years or how many years it's been out.
Yeah.
But like it's whenever it's like I'm having a good day or just like an off day or whatever it is, I can like listen to the whole album, either like that or an album by the Menzingers.
Ooh, yes, the Menzingers, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm glad that you mentioned Transit. I just picked up probably a couple months ago. I picked up Listen and Forgive. I was trying to find it for like the longest time. and some guy I know was like selling it, and I was like, please give me that. I need that right now, because that is like underrated band in Rise's early catalog. So I love that band. And Joyride I got into, I had listened to at the time when it released, and then more recently I've been getting into it. So I'm glad you mentioned that one, because that one peak transit stuff right there. So
they're great.
It's not like a genre I listen to a lot either. It's like that one band in that genre that like absorbed.
Very cool, guys. And the second to last question I have for you guys, for people who've made it to the end, thank you very much for continuing to watch. But for people who maybe aren't as familiar with Greybloom and they really enjoyed this content and they wanted to like find out more about the band, what do you want them to take away from either a lyrical perspective or a musical perspective about Greybloom as a band collectively?
I can go. Okay. So my first thoughts are, to like, if you're like a girl who loves heavy music and has always wanted to be in a heavy band or just write, like whatever it is in a heavy genre, like scene, do it. Like just dive right in, start somewhere, and then just like find the people that are about like the music too, and just want to support each other and have fun. But yeah, don't let like any stereotypes or doubts like hold you back. Just like that's what I did for a very, very long time, and then the pandemic just kind of opened my eyes to like, I need to do this. I have this dream and I want to do it. So just do it.
I'd agree. Aaron, you have anything to add?
I mean, kind of just ditto to that, honestly. But yeah, I mean, it's encouraging that we're starting to see more like female and non-male representation, like in heavy music.
Certainly.
Hopefully, that's just going to continue trending upward. But yeah, it's like it's incredible to think that like we could be that representation for young girls growing up of like that. Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
The music you want, like hopefully those barriers will just continue to keep like falling away, and the scene will just continue to become more and more diverse. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have been able to highlight your talent here on the channel. So much salutes to you guys. The last thing, the most important thing, the reason why people are here, go where they can find out about your band on social media, what you guys have coming up. You have an EP you're going to be releasing soon, so if you want to talk about that a little bit, give us a little surprise what's coming down the pipeline, that'd be great. And anything else you want to plug, talk about, things of that nature?
Yeah. We're most active on our Instagram. I mean, we have Facebook, Twitter, but yeah, most active on Instagram. And yeah, we have our EP coming out in July. Coming out this July. 3 new songs on it, along with the 2 singles. But yeah, we're really proud of this. We've taken our time with it. We've been really fortunate to work with a lot of great friends on it and have their help. And we love it. We think it rules. So hopefully other people will too. But at the end of the day, like we're just making music that we like and that we're proud of, and that's what's most important to us.
Yeah, without giving too much away, I guess, like, we have some upcoming shows maybe in the works. So not just playing live someday soon. And what else? There's like another one. And we're like working on some more like side projects and some other
collaborations.
Things collaborations. And we're still writing for Greybloom. So, yeah, it's still going.
It's always going. Yeah.
I felt that deep within my soul. So, anyway, guys, if you've made it to the end, thank you very much. Please go check out Greybloom. All of the links will be in the description where you can find out about their band, their music. Go listen to Sage. Go listen to Monolith. Go listen to the record that will be coming out in July. Insert date, whenever it releases. I have no idea, but it'll be here. So go give it a listen. I'll leave all applicable links below. If you enjoyed this interview, Share, like, and subscribe. It goes a long way. And huge thanks to Greybloom for coming on, chatting, and doing their thing.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thanks for having us. This was
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.